Yo, what's up, you guys?
Hey guys, this is SO Motorsports. I'm Johnny. This is Matt. This is our buddy from Time Traveling Garage, Brandon Nanai. I don't know which name you want to go by. We call him Nanai. His real name is Brandon. This weekend, we're switching up a little bit. We're going to be working on the SO Motorsports Tacoma. Finally got all the parts in for my lift kit for, I guess it's kind of a mid-travel 3-inch lift kit. So we're going to go and do a full write-up on Tacoma World also. That's why I have the stoke pad here. You're going to take some measurements. We're going to go around, do the measurements for all 4 corners. I'm going to measure some parts underneath the car, try to get some clearance height numbers. We'll show you all the parts we got, and then we'll go about starting the lift. We're probably going to start in the rear. He's going to help us a little bit. He's got his own truck on the other side of the garage. What are you doing in your truck?
I need to write a list.
He's got to write a list. But,
Stay tuned.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay guys, so we're going to start off. I'm going to do all 4 corners. I'm going to do the bottom of the fender to the ground. I'm going to do the fender to the center dust cap, hubcap, and I'm going to do from the fender to the tire, just to give you guys a full idea. It'll be on the right up, so all the numbers will definitely be up there. I'm going to do all 4 corners, and I haven't really got a chance to look underneath. I might do from the stock skid plate to the ground. I might do from the exhaust, because if you guys have a second gen, you know the exhaust sticks out pretty low, the cross member, and probably the rear differential. So let me get this fender to the ground. We got right down the center of the tire. We got, looks like right at 33 inches. Now I know your guys' numbers may be a little different because I have a winch and an off-road bumper. So it's definitely added almost 160 pounds in the front. So it's definitely going to be a little off.
You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light. And it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer.
And a set of bushings for those leaf springs. They're all Old Man Emu, DACA leaf pack. Old Man Emu bushings. We don't need all those. You can leave those out. I don't know why they sent me 4 sets of bushings.
We need 2, right?
No, we don't. We only need 1 set, 1 pack.
Oh, the front comes with them in.
Front comes with bushings in. I don't know why they sent so many.
Maybe you're supposed to pull them out.
Yeah, maybe.
No, they come pressed in there. You can't take them out.
Call them back, see if you can.
They didn't charge me for them. So next
Now it's all.
we have the U-bolts. Also, I ordered U-bolt flip kits, but they still insisted on sending me 8 sets of U-bolts.
That's a U-bolt.
They sent me 8 sets of U-bolts. I have U-bolt flip kits for both sides.
What are those U-bolts for?
These are stock ones. These are squares. These mount down.
They stock you. They send you the
These
stock.
are made so they mount up, so you don't have all the sticking down. So it gives you ground clearance from snagging on stuff. But I don't know why they sent me all this if I'd ordered those. But that's beside the point. So if anybody wants some U-bolts, hit me up. Everyone wants bushings.
Old man Emu hooking us up.
I know, right? Next, we have
Old man Emu, if you're out there and we're doing something wrong, let us know.
next we have the Bilstein 5160s for the rear. Now these parts are not the same. I mean the springs are the shocks are the same, but I think the right side, the driver's side, comes with an extra bracket for like the brake line spacer or something. This I believe is the driver's side. It comes with that extra. Okay, here's the extra bracket for the brake line spacer. These are 2 separate, and that's all the stuff we have for the rear. For the front, we have Jeep and Biel JBA control arms. Nice beefy. They're made kind of local, I guess. They're like an hour and a half from us in Pennsylvania. They're in Jersey, they're in Pennsylvania. They come nice, pretty beefy. We got Chevy ball joints on them. Easy to replace, 4 bolts. Not a fan of the red, but it'll do. And it does come with a lifetime warranty, so if you have a Jeep or a Toyota, definitely check them out. And they got great customer service. I mean, like, I've seen people go off-roading and they've broken welds, they've bent them, and he just sends them a new set, no problem.
Just so you guys know, we paid for all of this. None of it was given to us. So none of these are plugs. We just went with some of the most reasonable stuff we could find, or he could find, while still staying with quality. Bilstein's quality, but it's not Fox.
Fuck Fox.
I did have a group buy, actually, so I did get a pretty decent price. I actually arranged a group buy on Tacoma World. I may try to do another group buy for something. I don't know yet. It was definitely a lot of work. Look at how massive they are. For the front, we have these Bilstein 6112s for the front. Now, these are limited vehicles right now, Tacoma being one of them. They are making them for more vehicles, but right now I think it's very limited. And luckily for me, we got one of them. It has different height adjustments, so when we do put them on, we got to move the spring clip up. We use the cam with new springs, but we do reuse the stock top mount. So we have a spring press right there. The other spring's actually in the spring press. I want to make sure, see how it fits and everything. So it's going to go boom. You guys press it and then put our top mount. And also, since these don't give you full 3 inches of lift, you guys are going to hate me. I got some spacers. They're little spacers though. Not that big a deal. Don't hate me, guys. So this will give us full 3 inches.
You can pretty much see the whole cardboard. These are, what, poly?
Yeah, they're poly.
They're poly, they're not aluminum, but they're only, what, half inch? Not even.
I think they're 3/8, yeah.
For any car project, here.
And instructions, guys. Don't forget, definitely check out the instructions. We're going to start with the rear, so we're going to try to get the rear up. And I guess the first thing we're going to do is take the shocks off.
Alrighty guys, real quick just to show you, we jacked it up from the diff just to raise it high enough in order to get jack stands under it. Obviously you can't jack it from the diff and expect to then lift it because the diff's holding weight. Right now the diff has no weight on it. That piece of wood there is just snugged up against it in case something happens. The jack will take a lot of the weight, and then there's 2 jack stands next to it. Because while we're under the car, you don't want anything bad to happen in case our other jack stands fail. Our other jack stands are on the frame. All the weight's up front, so as long as you're behind halfway, the engine's going to keep the rear up in the air. So we used a pivot point farther forward so we didn't max out our jack stands, and we also stacked some bricks underneath to get us the extra height we need. Right now we're going to break the tires loose and pop them off. Actually, it'd be handy to use them as benches while we work on the suspension. We got the creeper laying around, and from here on out it's going to be pretty much a little bit of a time lapse. Just kind of running through the build. We'll pause at key parts to tell you what you need to do in certain situations that we find either challenging or interesting. And other than that, just enjoy. You have any questions, just feel free to comment at any point during the video or send us an email at theSOmotorsports@gmail.com. And yeah, just major key, major point, be safe. Major
As you
key.
look into my eyes, nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time.
Alrighty guys, what Johnny's doing here, he's loosening the top of the shock. You're going to need probably 2 wrenches to do that. Certain situations you'll need an Allen key and a wrench. You need to put one in the stud. Some that have the Allen key spot in the stud, you put the Allen key in. Use your box wrench. This one, it looks like it's got a smaller diameter spot for a wrench on the top of the stud, and then the big one, and then eventually you can just get it off.
Alright guys, so we just got the shocks out on both sides. Next step, we're going to support the differential, so it supports the axle, and then we start taking these U-bolts off. Once you take these U-bolts off, this side of the axle is going to be free. It's not going to be connected to anything. Also, we have to take these, we should probably take that first. loosen this brake line bracket here. That's gonna go back on. So take this nut out. So we take some tension off this, and then we take the U-bolts off. And from there, you know, there's gonna be no weight or anything on this leaf spring. And then I think we want to take the front out first. The top bolt here is a 14 millimeter, and the bottom one here is a 17. Under the brake line, so you can have enough flex in the axle, and you have to take it off because you're removing the leaf springs. So these bolts for your leaf springs up here, and you got 3 in the back. Don't have to remove the one for the shackle now, or for the hanger, but you do have to move it eventually. So it's just easier if you remove it now. It makes it everything's loose. 19 millimeters. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna remove all these bolts. One up here, 2 over there, and I believe they're 19 millimeter for these U-bolts.
These ones are 19, and the U-joint U-bolts.
The U-bolts are 19.
Won't get away, 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 you won't get away.
Alright guys, so what we're doing here is we put in the front bolt first. Once the front bolt was in, we seated the axle pin into the axle, and now we're lining up the rear shackle bolts as well. We have not put the U-bolts on to hold the axle on the leaf yet. Alright, time lapse.
So we're using the stock bolts that are in there. Just grease the crap out of it. Inside the pin, on the shaft, stick it all the way through, make sure everything's nice and greased.
That is literally sex.
Yes, just grease the shaft and just shove it in there. You can use a stock hanger in the rear, and you're going to put the new OME bushing in the back. Grease the inside of the bushing, not the outside of the bushing, but you will grease the outside facing, so whatever is touching the hanger. So whatever sticks into the leaf spring is going to be dry, because you don't want it twisting in the leaf spring. But you do want it to be able to pivot the shackle. The shaft. So we got the new one, we got the bushing put in, greased and everything, put the shackle back on, and kind of fitted it back up in here. It was easier to slide it back, seat it down, and try to get the front pin in. Line it up this pin here, and then try to work the back in, because the back has a shackle which slides, so different heights you can kind of twist it to make it line up. So I got all the bolts in. I do have to put...
Did you remember to work the shaft?
I did work the shaft.
Okay, good. Good.
I didn't put the nuts on them yet, because I have to go in there and just clean the grease off the threads, and then we'll put a little bit of Loctite on there, and then I'll put these on there. So, but it's all lined up, it's all in there. I'm putting this in so the axle does not move on leaf springs, because that was a little problem when we did the other side. This axle shifted a little bit, so this pin didn't want to line up, so you had to wiggle it. You probably saw that. But everything's lined up, so we're just kind of bumpering it down, tightening it all up. And so let me finish this up, and then I'll show you how to put the shocks in. The shocks.
What he's doing is there's 2 hydro lines. You can see them sweeping down right there. He's flicking them. And what he's doing is adding a spacer to the bottom to attach to the axle in order to keep them elevated enough at full travel to not break them. Those are his normal everyday brakes that he uses with the brake pad. This brake line right here, watch your head. This brake line right here is his cable brake line that's attached to his e-brake pedal. That is also going to get a spacer that's attached to the leaf spring, but yeah, it's attached right there where the spacer.
These shocks are a little bit nicer than the stock ones, because the stock ones were technically mounted like this. So to remove that nut up top, you have to hold that shaft. You have to squeeze that little tiny peg on it. This one, they flipped it, so now when you're trying to put it on or take it off, you have this big housing that's not really going to spin that much. And the shaft is going right to the axle, so it's got the through bolt, the cross bolt going like this, so it's not going to spin. So it's
Make sure to grease that just like you did the front and rear. Oh, sorry, front and rear leaf bushings. Because yet again, you get dirt in there, it's gonna squeak. So make sure you grease it.
also, so in that kit, what you're gonna get 2 rubber bushings. You're gonna get the nut for the top. And you're gonna get 3 of these spacer things. What 2 of them are is about the same size, same thickness, just one's plated and one's not. And you have another plated one, but it's gonna be a skinny one. The skinny one is the middle one. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna put, I don't think these 2 really matter. They're exactly the same, just one's plated. Put the plated one down. You're gonna put a spacer, or the rubber bushing. Then you put the skinny one on. And then when you feed this through, then you're gonna put the other bushing up top, the other top plate, or the other then you're gonna put the other plate, and then you're gonna put the nut up top. Or we're just gonna put the nut kind of loose right now, just so it holds. These are nylon, have a nylon ring in them, so you don't need to put any Loctite or anything. But we're gonna put it so they kind of hold, and then now we can line up the bottom here. As he said, we're gonna grease it too, because as the axle comes up and down, that's a pivot point. So as it comes down, it's gonna pivot like that. So you want to grease it so it doesn't squeak. And I forgot the
When
other
you're
one.
the one
I think it's All
filming,
Pro.
you get the chance to drink more.
Wait. Beer assistant. Thank you.
I'm not the beer assistant, you fuck.
Not you, Matt.
I'm not either, dickhead. I was just already brought you one.
Pop
Come on,
that.
Matt.
Don't get in the grease. Ah, don't get in the grease.
Don't be ashamed to ask someone to open your beer. You don't want to get all this grease and stuff in it. I mean, it's just
This
a
is
little bit
my
of man.
bro for life.
It's
I'll
just a
open
little-
any beer he needs.
A little bit of man. Yeah, so the only 3 that we got to torque down is these 3 on the leaf spring, because you want to set the car down, let it settle a little bit. But we're going to do that after we do the front. So for now, the rear is done. It took way longer than expected, but it's definitely going to be worth it.
No, it isn't.
Guys. So here's the rake from the lift. We haven't done the front yet.
Alright guys, so we finished the rear of the truck. It looks pretty good. We just have to torque down the last 3 bolts on the leaf springs, but after we do the front so everything can settle properly. I have no idea what I'm doing up here, so
It's gonna be fun.
if I die, then
Johnny, you're such a professional.
then I guess Matt gets the truck.
And the timber on.
And he's got to
It's
pay it
gonna
off.
be fun.
Alrighty guys, we got ourselves a spring compressor here. Whole thing is going to help us with the shock and the spring obviously to go together, because the new ones don't come assembled. This is way safer than those little spring clamps. You're going to feed the whole thing in here and drop these pins in, and the pins will hang onto the spring. And then you collapse the whole thing.
Here we go.
So we put the old shock or the old coilover in the spring press, compress the springs, and undid the top nut that holds this top plate on. So we got the top plate on, but since we're putting a spacer, then you put longer studs in it. Not much longer, but they're longer. So we gotta hammer these out. These are just pressed in. We're gonna hammer these old ones out and hammer the new ones back in.
Now we're going to tighten the new spring, and we'll put the shock inside. stick for this brake line was under, and it needed to be over. So this little, so right here was the other way. Anyway, so now it sits and lines up with the screw hole. As you can see where Johnny's holding it, and now we're okay. We can snug up our upper control arm again and snug up our brake line, and then we can put the tire on and jack it up. But before we do any of that, we're gonna reconnect our sway bar. Once we have the other side done, then we're gonna reconnect the sway bar. So we're done on this side. You guys can see how it looks. We'll come back when we're reattaching everything. But for now, everything is done on this side. You saw us disconnect the old up control arm, disconnect the old shock and spring. We had to take the old spring off, put the new spring on, the new shock. We only had to take the old spring off because we needed the top mount here. Without the top mount, we wouldn't have been able to attach the new shock. On top of that, we put the spacer. So we got a spacer here, poly spacer, then the top mount. The bolts are obviously already in. Then we put the spring on this because the spring didn't come attached to the nice Bilstein shocks. Here's the end link to our sway bar. We'll put that right, actually pretty much right through here where it is. Once we get travel from the other side, once that's done, we're good. We got it finished up, we got it buttoned up.
We'll take a picture.
Show you real quick. We finally got that sway bar end link in. That was pretty much one of the missing pieces right there. There's the sway bar coming out. It goes all the way from there, twists and goes in.
We got the
This
brake
end link
lines
had to go in.
hooked
The brake line is way up here, right there. The only thing we have left to do on this side is put the wheel on. And we'll be good. We'll just be lowering it in a second. Jack's up from the
Don't forget
diff.
to put the wheel on the other side.
Yeah, obviously got to put the wheel on.
I got it.
Which I'm gonna get. Well, all right. Which our buddy Brandon is gonna get started on that side.
Ready? Go.
Snap.
Looks pretty sick.
Last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pretty much jump up and down on all the corners of the truck.
So you're gonna try to roll it a little bit because you see these wheels
Yeah,
are a little
we're gonna roll it back and forth. We're
reverse
gonna
camber, negative camber.
jump on them a little bit.
Like that.
Essentially, what we're gonna do is everything settle into its final position, and then we're gonna torque down anything we missed. Don't forget, you guys, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you like this content and you want some more, we got t-shirts now. We also have stickers. So follow us along. So Motorsports.